bug. Brenner Mills, Minnesota Vikings. Just want to win one before I die.
Dalton Zonrecker, Dallas Cowboys. Just trying to earn a little respect.
Lane Cooner, the conductor of the Baker train.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into another episode here on Wide Eye Sports. You got Bryn hosting as always, Dalton Spoon joining today. We got a full cast and crew. How you boys doing? We're gonna talk a little
Football?
state of the NFL quarterback edition. We're just gonna talk quarterbacks. We're gonna talk everything about quarterbacks. We're gonna rank the quarterbacks. We're gonna say our top fives. We're gonna talk about a couple draft classes. We're gonna have a couple player comparisons. We're gonna get to all of that. But before we do, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate you. Really helps the channel. Let's kick things off here. We're going to kick things off with a little player comparison here. I'm going to pull it up on my screen here. Present, share screen. All righty. Versus. There we go. All right, share screen. All right, here we go. So I'll zoom in here so everybody get a nice view of it. Is that all? That's as far as it'll let me zoom in. Okay. So we got player A and we got player B. I'm going to switch this around a little bit here because it's kind of wonky. There we go. All right. So we got player A, player B. So player B, better winning percentage, less overall wins, but less games with a better winning percentage. Player B, also more total yards per game. Player A, more total touchdowns, more total games, but more total touchdowns. Player B, less interceptions. Player B, better quarterback rating. Completion percentage, I think that's a wash. A 63.3 and a 64.9 are within 2% of each other. That's
How many
infinitesimal to me.
total games?
Player B has 94 and player 112.
12, yeah.
So 112 to 94. So, you know,
they've been in the league for a few years.
About
yeah,
20
been in the league for a
games.
few years. And then
That's almost a season's worth of difference.
so overall D ranking since entering the league, player B, their defense averages about the 10th best defense, and player A averages about the 7th best defense.
They currently in the NFL?
Both are currently in the NFL. But before we reveal who these players are, who were you taking off this list if you had to pick one?
I mean, I
Without
would
knowing
probably
who
take
they are.
player B
Yeah, me too.
just because of the intercept. The interception difference is so huge here. I mean, I know
If the
touchdown
interception
percentage
difference
is,
was
too.
lower, would you take player A?
Probably. I would say if the interception rate was like, let's say a 70
That's
flat.
that's a huge jump, man.
That's just
49
so many,
to 80.
Like, I know the 195 to 166 touchdowns is pretty big too, but you can't turn the ball over that many times, man. And that's almost double the amount of times you're turning the ball over.
So let's do 94 to 112, just so that's up on the screen. So I'll say this.
It kind of shows me that player B has had a better running game at the end of the day, is what it looks like.
Okay. Dalt, any last second thoughts before we start taking stabs here?
Uh-uh.
All right. Who do you guys think player A is?
112 games. That's...
I mean, the interception
6,
screams
7
Dak Prescott to me,
seasons.
but I don't know if that's true or not.
So no Dak. It's not Dak.
Okay, it's not Dak.
Jesus. Maybe Josh Allen?
It is Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, interception. And when I think interceptions, I think Josh Allen.
Okay. All right. So who do you think player B is then?
Less games.
I wish it was Baker Mayfield.
It is not Baker Mayfield. I did a little fake out there.
Let's see. I'm doing a little bit of quick math here.
Yeah, no problem. No
I
problem.
mean, is it Patrick Mahomes?
It is not Patrick Mahomes.
Because he's had a good defense.
Are they currently playing?
They are currently playing. Both currently in the NFL.
Are they starting?
Yep, both currently starters.
So it's somebody that came into the league after Josh Allen.
About 5 or 6 years ago.
Ooh, you guys are just sniffing all around it. You
Is
guys
it Lamar
are-
Jackson?
It is Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I would take Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen any
Well,
day.
it wasn't even. It's not even about who would you take. Who would you
Yeah.
take their career over? It's just
Yeah.
like I think they're. So that's why I brought up like if the interceptions were lower because Josh Allen fixed that this past season. If he can stick with that, then
Yeah,
this is really
he
good.
did not have a lot of interceptions last
Yeah,
season.
no, he
at
fixed
all.
that this year. So if he can stick with that, then he becomes a very enticing option. But if he can't,
Fuck.
then I think Lamar is the choice. But I saw this online and I was like, I don't know who those two are. Who are those? And then they told me in the video, and I was like, oh, that's a good little comparison. I like that. I like that. So that one was easy. Dolt, did you have a comparison?
I mean, I do. I don't know if you want me to send it to you. It
Well,
was.
I was thinking just as we go. Is it quarterbacks? Is it running backs? Who is
It's
it?
2 quarterbacks.
Okay. Do you have these numbers for them? Because I can just type it in as you go on the screen.
I've got them. I've got it more as like a couple years. So like player A only like it's okay. So the first 4 years of player A, he was a starter, and then he moved 3 times, and he's where he's staying now, and he's a current starter. And then player B has been a starter the entire time. Player B has 9 seasons. Didn't start all of them due to some injuries, like 3 of those years. But
Okay.
with the first 4 years, both players, first 4 years, player A
Okay.
in the first year has 37K yards, 27 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
So hold on. So 3,700 yards.
Yep.
How many touchdowns?
27.
27 touchdowns. How
And
many
then
interceptions?
14 interceptions.
And 14 interceptions. So I'm gonna
And then
eliminate.
do you want to just do let's do the first 4 of player
Yeah, first
A.
4 years. So I have yards.
And
so I
then
have
we'll
yards,
do QBR because
so
that's what I'm. that's what I
QBR.
got.
Okay, gotcha. Go for player
93.7. That's
A.
year 1.
Just year one.
That's year 1. That's his first year as an NFL quarterback.
Okay. Are we doing all 4 years for each guy?
I mean, we can skip it if you want. So that way we
Okay,
can
okay.
get a
We'll
little
come
bit, little
back.
bit
We'll
more
come back
prepared.
to another
Cool.
video. We'll come back to
Yeah.
another. Sorry.
Word.
Thought that was gonna be a little more just like translatable. Just boop boop real quick.
Not
switch over.
so. Yeah, it's all good. We'll get it. We'll
All
get
right,
it next
all right. So next thing I got on the list for today. Sorry for that little
one. Little
hiccup there. Your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and I know there's going to be some controversy here. Okay, that's okay. I'm good with it. I'll go first. My top 5 are as follows. I have number 1 Lamar Jackson, number 2 Josh Allen, number 3 Patrick Mahomes, number 4 Joe Burrow, and number 5 for me is Justin Herbert. If I was in a vacuum picking a quarterback,
Justin Herbert.
Herbert would be my 5th option.
So I have the same 5. I would just probably switch the order because until Patrick Mahomes proves us wrong, there's no reason to take him out of 1.
Yeah, and
No
okay,
reason whatsoever.
All right. I just
So Mahomes goes 1. Number 2 and 3, man, you could interchange Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. You really could. I would probably lean towards Lamar Jackson just by a fucking smidge, and then put Josh Allen at 3. And then my 4 is Joe Burrow, my 5 is Justin Herbert. It sucks too because I probably have Baker at 6, right behind Herbert. But
we're gonna get flamed. There's gonna be Eagles fans that flame us for not putting Jalen.
I don't
He just
give a
won the
shit.
Super Bowl. He just won the Super Bowl.
He had the best defense in the NFL. First of all, he
And
had the best running back in the NFL.
And best
Second
offensive
of all,
line.
He had probably I was gonna say arguably the best offensive line in football. And then he had a top 3 wide receiver duo. I'm telling you right now, you put Jared Goff as quarterback behind them, he probably takes you to the Super Bowl.
I do not have Patrick Mahomes in my top 5.
That's wild.
Lamar Jackson from 1 to 5. Lamar Jackson,
Yep.
Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Matthew
Jaden's my
Stafford.
Jaden's my 6. Stafford's my 7.
I'm looking at a list here. They got
Who's
Kyler
Baker,
Murray
your
at
8?
4.
Yeah, Baker's my 8.
Baker is not in my top 10.
I can't put
Who-
Baker at
who-
8. He might be above Stafford. I'm undecided on that.
Baker, I understood the argument that you had with Baker and Stafford, but I'm curious now. Who would you put above Baker in your top 10, Dalton?
Jared Goff.
Ooh.
So I already did my top 5.
Yeah. So you have Jared Goff.
So that being said, if we keep going down, I'm gonna go Jared Goff, Jordan Love.
Nope.
Actually, I'm gonna go
fucked up.
Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry, Patrick Mahomes at 6. Jared Goff, Jordan Love,
That's where you fucked up.
Jordan
kid.
Love in your top
That's
10?
where you fucked up.
Brock Purdy,
Whoa.
That's again where you fucked
Whoa.
and Sam Darnold.
Oh my god.
That's my top 10.
up.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah, I would take Baker over at least 4 of those guys right now.
Okay, well, me too. Well, we're gonna get to that right now. We're gonna rank all the NFL quarterbacks. 2 out of 3 wins where we place these guys. I got all the guys right here. We're gonna rank them all.
I love it.
We're gonna do a little. We did this a few months back, right around the Super Bowl, but things have changed. Opinions have changed. We're gonna do it again. You have MVP level guys we consistently believe could win an MVP every year. Pro Bowl level guys that maybe not be MVP caliber guys, but they're really good starters, and you would like to have them starting for your football team. Basic NFL starters, guys that, going into the season, he's not going to handicap your team. You're not expecting him to solo you to the playoffs or the Super Bowl, but he's definitely not hurting your team. Stopgap guys that you expect to probably not be the starter in 1 to 3 years. And then please know guys that you would prefer not start for your football team, and you think handicap your team. So whether that be for money or whatever reason. So you guys cool just going down this list here and going that way?
Sure.
All right. Tua, I'm going to say NFL starter.
Yep.
Just your basic NFL starter.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
All right, cool.
I think that's probably gonna be our biggest
Probably be
list.
your most.
Yeah, this will probably be
basic guy.
I feel like this is top 15 to 20 guys are in this zone. Now some of those guys will be up in these zones, but this will probably be the biggest one. Drake May. Are we an NFL starter?
I think he's
territory?
at the beginning of NFL starter. So I know that he was Pro Bowl last year, and people are going to flame us for, oh yeah, he was a Pro Bowler last year.
Yeah, but he was
only
an
a Pro Bowler.
alternate. He was
because he was an alternate.
So hold on, I should take a time out here. And when I say Pro Bowl, I don't mean they made the Pro Bowl. The current Pro Bowl is a fucking joke. It's a joke. You get in off votes. It's, fan bases get players in every year that don't deserve to be there based on votes. When I say Pro Bowl, I mean guys that are top 12 quarterbacks, top 10 quarterbacks that you believe will help your team win playoff games, right? So just to be painfully clear there on that one. So do you believe May goes in front or behind Tua?
Behind.
I could see the argument for either. That's kind of up to you guys. I would personally put him up above him going.
Yeah,
into this
I would
season.
probably go right in front of him. They're
But
similar
it's
level
really
right now.
it's really close. Yeah.
But if I had to pick between Tua or Drake May, I would probably pick Drake May right now,
Really
just because of the injuries.
valid.
Justin Fields. I'm saying please no. Now, what do you guys think?
He's a stopgap guy. He's a
he's probably
transition guy.
he's probably at the back end of stopgap.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Realistically,
I mean, the Bears
Oh.
didn't do terrible when they had him. You know what I mean? And with the Steelers, it was kind of a flip flop. Playing.
Stopgap is perfectly what the Jets probably plan on using him for. So
I would not want him as my quarterback. Period.
Well, let's start looking at
That's just
the
me.
top. Let's start looking at the top because we got 2 guys coming up here.
Yeah, are we good with the next 2 guys just going straight to MVP?
Just
MVP,
go put him straight to
100%.
MVP.
Yeah.
In that
Put
in
Joe
the order that
right
they're already
behind.
in. Yep.
Put Joe right
Okay.
behind Lamar. Yep.
Joe Flacco.
I'd take Lamar or
I
I'd
think
take Joe Burrow.
Man,
Joe Flacco, I would.
He's
He's
like-
a stopgap.
yeah, he's like at the end of stopgap. I think
Behind Fields.
probably.
All right, Mason Rudolph. Please no.
Yeah, please
no.
no.
Okay. Okay, please.
God.
Please no.
CJ Stroud. Are
He's
we
a Pro
are we
Bowl. I'm putting him in Pro Bowl.
are we putting him in Pro Bowl or is he at the front of starter? This is tough for me because
This is
I don't
really
know
tough
if
because
I
he's at their after we're done, he's probably going to be at the very end of Pro Bowl or the very beginning of NFL starter. for
Yeah,
me.
let's save him for a minute. We're gonna save him. We're gonna come back. Anthony
Celestial
Richardson. I'm gonna say stop.
Please no.
Yeah, no,
Please,
yeah,
no.
stopgap for now until he proves it. But
I'm
I would
gonna-
put him.
I'm
I would
gonna-
put him above of Justin Fields though. I think we've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, sat for Flacco. I mean, the
you're not
NFL
wrong.
coach. I mean, I don't feel like we can put him over Flacco. He literally had to sit behind Flacco last year.
I'd take Justin Fields over Anthony Richardson.
I'd
Okay.
take Flacco over him right now
Yeah.
Okay,
until
that's
he
fair.
fixes his attitude and develops a better throwing motion. I can't take him. T-Law, starter?
Starter.
Are we
I
saying?
wouldn't.
I'm putting him at the.
I take.
I'm putting him at the front of NFL starter.
Yeah, I'm
love,
putting him right here.
I think he just has had the kind of like Drake May last year, a little bit. He's had unfortunate
He's had some
circumstances
injuries.
having such a bad team around him.
All right. Where are we putting Patty Ice?
So I'm putting him in front of Lamar. That's where I'm going. But y'all,
Dalton,
Yeah.
where are
agree
you
with
putting
that?
him?
Yeah, you can put him in front of Lamar.
All right, 2 out of 3 wins. Geno Smith, stopgap guy.
Yeah, but he's
Right?
at the front. If he's
Yeah,
if
I
he's
think
a
he's
stopgap,
of
he's at the
stopgap.
front. Yeah.
I mean, he's been an NFL starter for the last how many years, man? And his
He's-
offense has been top 10 every time he's been there.
He's either at the front of stopgap for me, or at the front of stopgap, or
I
the
don't-
end of
I
NFL
expect
starter.
the Raiders to have him as their quarterback in 2028. I don't expect that.
Okay, I mean that's still 3 years of playing. Like you don't think
That's what I'm
a
saying.
starter?
Like within the next 1 to 3 years, I don't expect these guys to be playing quarterback for that team. Is the stopgap thing?
Well, then, do you see Tua playing?
I was about
quarterback
to
for the
say-
Yeah.
Dolphins?
Yeah, Tua's
In 3
only like
years?
26.
Just his injuries worry me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But
I mean, I would definitely take Geno above any of those guys and stop.
Yeah, I would take Geno above all those guys.
yeah, okay. We can reevaluate him in a little bit. Herb, where are
Pro
we putting
Bowl.
Herb? You think
Yeah.
First
Pro
guy
Bowl?
going to Pro Bowl. Yep.
All right. Dak Prescott, where you guys
You better
got
go
him?
at the beginning of NFL starter or at the end of Pro Bowl.
Okay, I was gonna say beginning of NFL starter.
I was gonna say starter just because the injury. I definitely think his peak is in Pro Bowl, but right now I want to put him in starter.
All right, that's fair. But
Yeah,
he's
fair.
he is definitely at the front of NFL
His
starter.
peak is
Cool.
definitely up in here, and let's
Yeah.
see where we put some of these other guys, and we'll go from there. Russell Wilson, Oof,
Stopgap
stopgap for
rough.
me. I'm putting him right there.
behind
Okay,
Geno
that's
for
fine.
sure.
That's fine with me.
Yep.
We go with that.
Yeah, because he was my MVP a few weeks
He's-
last
he
year. Like he's
started
not
over-
terrible.
Justin Fields in Pittsburgh last season, like is what it is. All right, Jalen Hurts. I feel like he's got to go to Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
In front or behind Herb?
He's
I have him
behind Herb.
behind Herb.
Behind Herb, yeah,
Cool,
for sure.
cool. Jaden, are we going straight Pro Bowl for this sophomore?
I mean, if
have
we're
him-
we only have one season of
Let's
Stats to look at.
pretend that we're not gonna go what if next season. We're gonna go what have we seen, and we're gonna pretend that these quarterbacks are consistently what they
Yeah.
are. I would definitely put him in Pro Bowl 100% above. I mean, if he continues,
yeah,
I'm-
based on
I'm
what
putting him
he's
above
done.
Justin Herbert.
Ooh,
100%.
Ooh.
I can't put him above Herb.
I can't
I
put him
mean,
above
come on,
Herb.
man.
I'll put he
He-
was right behind Herb.
He almost single-handedly took the Washington. I mean, that was arguably almost or mostly all Jaden Daniels. I mean,
It was great. I like Herb. I really like
okay.
Herb.
Okay.
Caleb Williams. I feel like NFL starter is fair.
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Would you put him
I-
above Tua though? No, probably not. I probably
Not
wouldn't
yet.
put him
Not
above
yet. I
Tua.
put him. Right
I'd put
there.
him above Tua, at least above Tua.
No, Tua led the league in passing yards a couple years ago. Like,
Yeah, but last year.
but we've
the year
seen him
before.
at a high peak. We've also seen him at a low floor. We haven't seen Caleb at a high peak yet.
Valid.
Everything about Caleb is speculative. We've at least seen Tua do it.
Okay.
That's my thing there.
you
Jared
go.
Goff, Pro
Pro
Bowl.
Bowl. Above Jalen.
Mm,
I don't know. I see him on
I'm either
Dak's
putting it.
level.
I'm probably putting him at the beginning of NFL starters where I would have him.
Yeah, that's probably where I would have him.
You're
I
insane.
don't see him in a vacuum the same way I see these three guys. So I see him right there. I'm okay with that. Jordan Love. I'm
Starter.
putting
He's
him,
going starter for me, and he's going probably above T-Law, maybe behind
right
T-Law.
there. I would say behind T-Law, but that's also my bias showing, so I'm okay with over or under.
I personally,
I'll let you
guys over.
I like T-Law better, but that's totally fine. We can put him in front.
Okay. JJ McCarthy.
I mean, we haven't
don't
seen
know.
a single
we don't
thing.
Know. You either put him at the end of NFL starter or at the front of stopgap.
I don't even have him
probably.
on this list. He hasn't played a single game.
Yeah,
I'll put him at the end of starter. We'll leave him at the end of starter because we haven't seen a game yet. And we expect him to be a starter for years to come. So we haven't seen anything yet. Acknowledging that. Kirk Cousins.
He's a starter. I don't care what happened last season. I think that he was a product of bad coaching. Because I think he has the talent to be a starter.
I would probably put him at stopgap, but towards the beginning of stopgap.
I think he's cooked. I don't think he has the
Mm.
drive in his legs anymore to play NFL quarterback. I think he's cooked. I would put him in please no. I think he will handicap a team. Like I think he will actively hurt their chances of winning.
As of right now, I'd give him another chance. Ask me after this season and
That's
see
That's
where
fair.
he goes and what he does. I would definitely put him, at maybe just above JJ or like at the beginning of stopgap above Gino.
Spoon, where are you putting him?
Now that I'm thinking about it, I would probably put him behind Gino.
All right,
Maybe behind Russ.
Nah,
But he's in front of.
Dalt set up here. You're saying here. I would put him at the end. Like Kirk Cousins is literally one of the last guys I would want right now. Unfortunately, just because I think he has the brain and the arm talent still. I just think he doesn't have the physical drive from his legs to play quarterback. But that is what it is. Michael Penix, NFL starter.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Where are we going here?
I wouldn't have him above Caleb.
Would you have him over JJ?
Yeah, as of right now, yeah.
All right.
Just based on,
Spoon, you okay with that?
That's fine.
All right.
I know it doesn't make you happy, but
Yeah, no,
we'll see. We'll see next season. Don't you worry.
We'll see. All right, Bryce Young here. Are we going starter or stopgap?
Beginning a stopgap or towards the end of starter. I like what I've seen out of Bryce Young, and I just think he needs a little more.
Right here, okay.
little more
I
help.
like him over Penix.
Yeah. I'll take him
Over
over Penix.
Caleb?
Honestly, I'd put him behind Drake May probably. I'd put him above
Over
Tua.
Tua. I'm
Yeah,
okay with that.
Tua.
I like Bryce Young.
Okay.
Spoon, you good?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool.
Please
Derek
no.
Carr.
Please
Please
no. Please
Please
no.
no. Baker Mayfield.
I'm just waiting to see where y'all have him at. He's Pro Bowl. Don't put him in NFL starter. He's Pro Bowl, and he's above Jalen Hurts. He's either right behind Herbert or right behind Daniels.
I do not have him above Matthew Stafford. I've got him right behind Dak.
Let's just put him in please no.
The fuck no. He's better than Goff. He's better than Dak. He's better than Hurts.
He's not better than Dak.
You can argue he's not better than Daniels, and I would understand it. But personally, I have him in between Herbert and Daniels. That's where I would put him.
The problem is
he is a Pro Bowl quarterback. Like
he
was literally in the Pro Bowl last year.
He is. The problem for me is
third in yards last year. He was third in completion percentage out of players that had over 100 attempts. He was also second in touchdowns last year. He swept whatever argument you have for Jalen Hurts.
I'll put
way
him
above
over.
him.
I do agree he's better than Hurts in a vacuum. Like I would rather have Baker over Jalen Hurts if I'm running any given.
I can't believe Jalen Hurts is above Matthew Stafford and Dak Prescott.
I would take Jalen Hurts
there
over
yet.
anybody in this tier. Personally speaking, I feel like Baker has done a really good job. Now let's see if he can continue to do that. But he's done a really good job as of recent, revitalizing his career. Kyler Murray, I would say like right in there,
Maybe
probably.
above May. Okay, maybe behind May. I see it. I have him behind T-Law. So you could put him in between.
What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I think that's a fair. I'm sort of indifferent
Okay.
on him. I like right around there. It's a good spot.
All right. All right. So this is where it gets weird because for
This is
me,
where.
I'm going here. That's
And
where I have
I
Matthew
have him
Stafford.
behind Baker.
Yeah,
So where's Dalton?
he's definitely above. He's definitely above Baker for sure.
Okay, well then that's probably
Okay.
where
Do
he
you have
sits.
him above Jaden?
No.
That's not a definitive enough.
Like I said,
I don't think so.
so if we're thinking that every quarterback is going to keep at least baseline or better from what they did last year, I'd put him. Yeah, I'd put him like right. I mean, right behind. Matthew Stafford had an excellent defense.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Help him
He
out.
has an excellent team, but he's also getting some even better weapons this year. He's getting Devontae Adams. He's getting Puka back healthy. They're gonna have Kyron again. I think he's primed for a good final push to the end of his career. Brock Purdy here. What are we thinking
NFL
here?
starter above Jared Goff.
I'm thinking over Jordan Love. I'm thinking right there.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay. All right. Sam Darnold.
Oh.
I mean, an NFL front office
Above
just made this decision.
T-Law.
Above T-Law?
Oh my god, dude.
I don't think I can make that.
Like I said,
decision.
man, if we're staying on the same carousel, if we're going the same or better, he did excellent last year. Under pressure, not so well. He had a couple games, but like he did better than a lot
But
of
he
those
did
quarterbacks.
a lot better than Jordan Love too.
Yeah, he did a lot better than Love. My hesitation here is I don't see him in Seattle long term, so that makes me feel like back end. And I love Sammy. Sam Darnold just
here's my
took me to
big
the
question.
playoffs, like-
Before we move on,
Yeah.
where's Bo Nix?
oh my
Where-
god,
where-
is
Where is Bo Nix in this?
Where is Bo Nix?
I don't know. I took it at its word of NFL QB's 25-26 season tier list. They forgot to put Bo Nix in here. Where
Okay,
would
well,
we put
if,
Bo
It's
Nix?
so ass. So ass.
I mean, he's definitely an NFL starter.
He's definitely
an
a
NFL
starter.
Probably,
I'd put him right behind May.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say. Probably behind May, but cool.
I
At
don't
least
hate
we
it.
agree with that.
So Bo Nix is right here.
cool.
Okay.
Cool.
So for those of you interested at home, Bo Nix Broncos fans, we're sorry.
You're welcome. I
Um,
got you.
I'm very
I
sorry.
thought about it. They would have forgot about you.
I
was
would have
not.
absolutely forgotten about your check down artist as a quarterback. I would.
I'm not gonna forget.
But back to Sam Darnold. I'm also putting Sam Darnold in like right there.
I don't hate it.
Spoon.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Okay. I think honestly, he's right in the Geno Smith area, but you guys like up there, so we'll leave him there. Josh Allen. Are we going?
MVP.
I have him behind
It's either
Lamar.
in front or behind Lamar.
I have him behind Lamar.
Yeah, I've got him behind Joe Burrow.
All right, so
Okay,
we're
then put
here.
put him right behind Lamar.
All right, and then finally CJ Stroud. I'm still not
Oh
sold. on
my
where I
god,
wanna
this is
put
so
him.
rough,
Even-
man.
He's a starter, man. He's a starter for me, but
I mean, I'll tell you where I think
I'd say
he
middle
goes.
towards back end. I
made
mean,
the
I'd definitely
playoffs
take him
in-
over Kyler Murray.
He's made the playoffs both seasons as a rookie and a sophomore.
With a
Won
trash line.
playoff game last year. Trash line.
I'd definitely take
I
him
have my
above
spot.
Drake May or T-Law or Jordan
Kind
Love.
of got to put him. I have him over Goff. I'd rather have
I'd
him.
put
as a
him right
quarterback
behind
than
I
Dak.
have
Goff.
him in between Hurts and Baker. That's where I have him.
I have him right behind Hurts.
I got him in between Hurts and Baker. I would
I don't hate that.
if I'm going into next season, I would rather take CJ Stroud over Jalen Hurts. If I'm just starting from scratch, I don't know that I have the best defense in the NFL. I don't know that I have the best running back in the NFL. If I'm just taking somebody that like, hey, I need you to go out and play quarterback, I'm taking Stroud over Hurts.
That's fair.
Because
Don't
Hurts
worry.
has the best, one of the top 3 best wide receiver duos in the NFL, best running back, arguably
And
best
best
line,
line.
best defense. Like it's
Dalt, what do you think? You think over Hurts?
No. Yes. I
All right,
do
we'll go
over-
over
I mean-
Hurts. So yeah, this is about right. So we got in order. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Top 10 quarterbacks.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Then you have the middle tier of guys that are, you know.
Is there anybody that you guys would move?
Yeah, JJ McCarthy.
Okay.
He hasn't
Well,
even played a game.
Besides JJ, who we
Brenner,
haven't seen
stop.
play.
Please stop. I know that you are so hyped and excited. Hey, you told someone to tell you your bias is showing.
Yeah,
Zip
no,
up your pants.
I agree.
Your bias
I
just
agree.
fell out and flopped right all over the desk.
Hey, just saying, just wait. Just wait.
I mean, I could argue and say that Jared Goff deserves to go with the back end of Pro Bowl.
So
Which
my
I
thing
can
with
see
Jared Goff,
that.
my thing with Jared Goff is he is the best game manager in the NFL. Like, and I don't say that in a negative light. I mean that, like, Tom Brady made the greatest career ever out of being the best game manager possible. He did everything perfect, did exactly what he was supposed to do when he was supposed to do it, and he didn't cost his team games. That is what Tom Brady did so well. He did everything right, and that's what Jared Goff does. The negative for me with Jared Goff is that he has had Ben Johnson and Sean McVay calling plays for him in loaded offenses his entire career and hasn't won the Super Bowl yet. Like, you have been in the best possible scenario with the best possible play callers, with the best possible talent, and you still haven't got the job done. That's starter level for me.
So it looks like we're not changing this. So I'm just gonna tell the fans at home, that way you can't use the whole quarterback thing against me again like you did the other day. So my rankings changed. I moved Baker up, I moved Hurts down. I moved CJ Stroud up too.
Yep.
But as of right now, I probably have Hurts right behind Dak. People are gonna be upset about that, but he's outside of my top 10.
Okay.
And I probably have Baker above Daniels right at 6.
God, suck his
Which is
dick, why
crazy.
don't you?
Which is fine. I get it. I'm a Baker fan. I love him.
That's fair. That's your opinion. You get that.
And then I would probably have Goff up in Pro Bowl right behind CJ Stroud.
Just can't do it, man. Just can't
But
do
that's my opinion. Besides that, everything else looks pretty good.
Nope.
I mean, we know who the top 4 quarterbacks are. We have them up there.
it. Yeah.
I mean, move Jalen down, move Baker to the end of that list, and then move Dak up and then over above Baker, and then I like that. Other than that, I think it's a pretty good list.
All right. Well, that's our list. I do have one more thing I want to touch on here. I want to touch on the 2020 NFL draft class of quarterbacks here. So a couple of guys we just talked about. I'm going to pull their stats up on the screen for you here real quick. So here we go. So just looking at this list, here's everything here's all the raw stats, right? Like, this is all raw stats. Now, personally, I'm going to rank these guys as Joey, Justin, Hurts, Love, Tua. That's
100%.
my personal ranking. How would
Absolutely.
you guys both agree with that?
Yeah, that's probably where I'd have them.
Okay. Now, that being said, for the kind of offense that they run in Philly, Jalen Hurts is perfect. Like, Joe Burrow could not come in and do the tush push like Jalen Hurts can, right? Like, they change up the offense, and part of that has to do with Nick Sirianni coaching so well and using Jalen Hurts in the right way. I mean, because look at this. I mean, we give him a lot of shit about being a tush push merchant. He has the most yards per carry of any of these quarterbacks. So even with
but none of these other quarterbacks are rushing quarterbacks.
Hold on. Herb can run. He's not a rushing quarterback, but he can definitely run. Love is a very mobile quarterback. He's more of a improv guy. Tua's not mobile. Burrow's a not mobile guy. I don't expect either of those two to use their legs very often, but these two I do. That being said, for every 1 yard carry Jalen Hurts has on a tush push, he has a 10-yard carry because he averages almost 5 yards a carry. So that's something that we don't give him enough credit for, is the use of his legs on non-tush push plays.
I mean,
he has
but even
twice as many attempts.
He's played. He's played almost 10
pushes.
games more than Joe Burrow, and if you add his rushing yards with his passing yards, it's still well behind Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I agree.
And then same thing with Herbert. Like, he's 2 games less than him, and he's well behind Herbert in yards. So
I have this AV stat they have, right? This AV stat here on the second row, right here. We've talked about this a couple times on the show. It's approximate value. So it's Stathead Football's attempt at giving them a numerical value to how impactful they are to their team. So we've talked before, like I think '07 Tom Brady was like a 24 on their scale, right? And so 20 above 19, and you're an MVP. Like Patrick Mahomes' career AV average is 19. So, 19, 20, 21, 22 is a pretty standard MVP season. 23, 24,
So then how
25
the
is like,
heck are these guys getting 70,
hold on.
30,
These
49?
are accumulative. These are accumulative.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is their AV for their career. So if you play, every season, you add up their AV. So let's see if we go here. You can see his AV by season.
Gotcha.
So he had a 4, a 17, but a 20 here. Finished second in MVP voting. An 18, which is, borderline MVP play, and a 16 last year, which is, because he had such a good team. He still played at a high level. He just had a really good team around him. So that being said, I did their average per game of AV. So AV per game. Herbert was a 0.89. Love had the lowest of anybody with a 0.71. Tua, it comes in fourth at a 0.77. Burrow comes in second at a 0.91. And Hurts comes in first at a 0.97. So based on their statistics, he is more responsible for his team's success than any of these other guys. Because
Impossible.
I think that's because of the inflated tush push touchdowns.
But I think that's just a wrong stat right there, brother. Because I mean, I would
No, it
take
100% is 55 versus 13 and 12. Yeah, it's the tush push touchdowns.
Well,
That's what I think it is.
my point is
Because
like the whole AV thing, because it's like I don't think he is the most important to his team. I think you could take any one of those quarterbacks, arguably.
oh no, he's not the most important, but you can go here and we can go to Philly. Let's go to Saquon, for example. So they don't have AV on here. Hold on. We'll click on Saquon right here. Saquon's AV was an 18. So they had him as more valuable to the team last year than Hurts was, right? But they also have this for all of the players. They don't just have this for a couple of them. They have it
check
for
their
all.
line.
So that's what I was going for, their roster. Let's see, roster. So let's see. Lane Johnson. His AV was a 12 last year. So he played, high of 15. That's really good for a lineman. You're not going to get MVP numbers out of a lineman, right? You're not going to get a 19 or a 20 out of a lineman. But so I would say that the most valuable person of their team is probably Burrow, Hurts, Herbert, Love, and Tua. Like in that order. I would say that Jalen is more the Eagles are more dependent on Jalen Hurts being healthy than the Chargers are on Justin Herbert, because the Chargers have Harbaugh, who will load the defense up and run the ball as their primary way of running the offense, right? Whereas the tush push is vital to Philadelphia's success. So I do think Hurts is the second most valuable player to his team on this list. However, I think he is the third best player on this list. Is that fair?
I would agree. 100%.
Spoon?
That's where you want to go, yeah. I think they could personally put anybody, even their backup last year, behind the Eagles, which I forgot who that was. Who came in and played one game last year for them?
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, it was Pickett.
Kenny Pickett.
It was Pickett. So I wanted to touch.
No,
on
it was McKee, Tanner McKay.
Was it? Are you sure?
You're talking about who came in and played for
came in and
Hurts?
played at quarterback last year at the end of the season. He literally threw for 323 yards
against
4
Washington.
touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Yeah.
Gotcha. Against that Washington team?
No, it was against the Giants team.
Terrible. Oh, well, come on now. Come on now. I'm pretty sure that given the opportunity to play against that Giants football team, I'd have a shot. Not saying a good shot, but I'd have a shot. I could complete a couple screen passes.
Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, Tanner McKee. Yep, you got it. He had 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he only had 3 rushing attempts for 1 yard. So that tush push went right out the window.
saying you can get a dub with whoever you want back there.
Yeah, but they were also like they were not playing their starters that game. Like
No, I hope
Saquon didn't
not.
play.
Well, no.
Looking at the Giants.
Did the Giants play their starters?
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, they played Thibodeau. I don't see Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence didn't play. Their starting cornerbacks didn't play.
Yeah, they started their whole offense though. Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Tyrone
Malik
Tracy.
Neighbors was literally their only offense last year. They had Drew Lock, Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary. I mean,
Wandale Robinson.
they were garbage. Oh, remember when we thought Darius Slayton could be good? Remember that? All right. Well,
Anyway,
do you have any other thoughts on the 2020 draft class before we hop off here?
Negative.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. If you like the episode, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.